Hello and welcome to Feminine Success Secrets, the place women come to become powerfully feminine from the inside out. Today, I'm going to talk to you about how to increase your feminine energy. Today, I'm talking to you about how to increase your feminine energy. And I may be stating the obvious, but in order to increase our feminine energy, we have to decrease our masculine energy, at least in that moment. So when we as women find ourselves in that pushing, striving, constantly in action, constantly in do, never stopping, never taking breaks, finding ourselves in exhaustion and overwhelm, well, we're in our masculine, we're in man mode, right? And whereas the feminine is more about flow, fluidity, space, surrender, and receptivity. And just by the way I sort of portrayed that in my body, you can see that they kind of can't inhabit the same space inside of us at the same time, right? So essentially what I want to pass to you today is that when we're in that push, striving, doing, action orientation all the time, when we're in the push, essentially what we are doing is we are pushing away something else. So we're in that push, moving forward, action orientation, we are pushing away other things. Pushing away what, you might be asking? Well, pushing away help, pushing away support, pushing away touch, pushing away love. Maybe we're pushing away money, and maybe we're pushing away the divine or help from the divine. So what's the antidote to the pushing? Well, it's fostering things around the feminine, which are that of opening, creating space, self-care, self-love. God forbid you could love yourself. Creating time, gaps in your schedule. What if you didn't fill up every single gap in your schedule in your day? How about that? What a concept to not fill up every single gap. What if you were to allow a space of juiciness, self-pleasure, joy and richness inside yourself? So how will this increase your feminine energy? Well, the thing about learning the feminine arts and skills, which are that of receptivity, embodiment, pleasure, understanding desire, creating space and out-breath, for example, which are some of the core feminine arts. By learning how to do this, by prioritizing it, by giving yourself permission to create space and juice and joy and fullness inside of yourself, you're going to be surprised how much regeneration will happen pretty fast when you start to prioritize it, okay? Because what generally happens for women is we deprioritize that. You know, do, take care of everything and everybody else first and keep going in order that when I get that done, then I'll take care of myself. And guess what happens? It never happens, right? It doesn't happen. You don't end up getting what you want. You don't end up taking care of yourself, and you don't end up actually experiencing what you really want to experience. So, you know, one of the core principles around feminine power for me is that thing of on an airplane, right? Where they say, hey, if we lose oxygen, make sure you put the mask on yourself first before you put it on your child. Now, why do they say that? Because you're no good to your child if you're dead, right? So this principle can be extrapolated out as a metaphor in your life. As a woman, when we learn how to be rich and full in our feminine power, rich and full in our feminine energy by doing the things that I said before, you fill up first. You get really full to overflowing. Then you can serve other people. Then you can really give from this full to overflowing font of energy inside yourself. It's way more fun for you too, by the way, way more satisfying, and you are bringing a space of permission for others to do that too. As I often say, we need to learn to plug in order that we get turned on so that we fill up. So we need to plug in to turn on so that we get filled up. Plug into what? So we're plugging in to life force, to vitality, to our sexual energy and to our body as a woman, which is how we plug into life force. When we do that, something gets turned on inside, turned on and turned up, like the enthusiasm level goes up, the energy starts to flow, the juice starts to fill up all those sort of flattened out, dried out parts inside ourselves, and we fill up. Right? And then we fill to overflowing. And this is how we are supposed to be and supposed to operate from as women. Before you can plug in, the very start of that sequence, you have to give yourself some space, time, and gaps in your life and your schedule in order to do that. This is how you will increase your feminine energy. So if you liked the video today, give me a thumbs up. And what I'd love you to comment on below is what you are going to do for yourself this week in order to plug in order to create some space in your schedule. And remember, when you have the courage to go out there and shine, you give others permission to do the same. So let's go out there and shine this week. Bye-bye for now.